Naomi, thank you so much for joining us today. We're so excited that you're here.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
I want to jump right in and talk about your skills as a weaver. And I understand that this is something that has been in your family for a very long time. So tell us a little bit about your craft.
Yeah, weaving has been in our family for 7 generations, and I learned from my late paternal grandmother and my brother Tyler Glasses. And my brother, he got a head start on it. So I thought, oh, we call him TJ. I was like, TJ's doing it and it looks so cool. And I was like, I want to be able to do that soon. So I started helping, and then slowly I was weaving.
That is so amazing, and it's taken you to so many places. I don't know if you have the chance to really reflect on the career that you've built just on being yourself. Like, you have built a career off being a weaver and a skateboarder. Like, do you ever get the chance to really sit back and think about the success that you've had in that way?
I have had, I've had the opportunity to sit back and reflect, and it's just amazing seeing that these are dreams that I had while I was sitting at the loom, and I was thinking, oh, one day it would be cool to make blankets with my designs, and now I have the sackcloth and ashes blankets that I designed. Or, oh, it'd be really neat to see my designs on floor rugs, and now I have floor rugs on my website. And with the biggest one recently is being like, oh, I want to see my designs on clothing. And I recently released the Ralph Lauren Naiomi Glasses collection. So it's been amazing, really.
I want to actually learn a little bit more about your childhood, because we all had to start somewhere. So tell us what little Naomi was like and sort of what her life was like.
So little Naomi was just, I feel like I was so creative at that time too, but I didn't know how to weave. I wanted to weave at that time. And then at that same time, I was facing bullies at school because I was born with a bilateral cleft lip and palate. So a lot of times when I get home from school, as soon as I learned how to skate, I would just go out and go skate around our cul-de-sac, because I grew up in Avondale, Arizona, which isn't too far from the ICT studios, actually. So I would go around and I would skate, and that's kind of how I found that love for skateboarding, because it became a place of solace and just a great place for me to be myself.
I'm so glad that you brought up bullying, because my sister is a teacher. A lot of the people in my family are educators, and they often tell me that bullying is something that really impacts Native youth. Mm-hmm. What is your message to young kids who might be going through bullying and maybe need a word of advice or feel like they're all alone?
My advice to those, like anyone going through bullying, is that you are so unique, in that this may be a hardship right now, because that's what it was for me. Like, it was hard going through that. But once you get through it, it's gonna make you so much more strong. Like, it's gonna make you stronger, and you're so much more resilient in everything that you do. And it's like, I'm pretty sure that not taught me, but I feel like now that I'm older and I can reflect back on that, I know that was setting me up for what I do now and how to handle different situations.
I want to ask you, as a storyteller and as a weaver, what you see as the single most pressing issue impacting Indigenous communities in this day and age?
For where I live, so I live on the Navajo Nation, and I think it's so interesting that even in this day and age, in 2024, we still don't have water infrastructure, and we don't have running water. It's like, for myself, our family, we have to haul in our water and bring it into a septic system, and that's how we get running water. And so I think that's something that we really need to build a bigger discussion around the water insecurity that a lot of people in Indian country face.
And when you think about the collective of Indigenous people in this country in 2024, what would you say are the greatest strengths? Like, what are the greatest, most empowering parts of being Indigenous today?
The most empowering part of being Indigenous today is seeing how many people, like how many of my peers are just walking into spaces that Indigenous people haven't been before. It's amazing seeing that we have actors, we have models, we have chefs even, we have directors, producers. It's just amazing seeing the space that we're taking up, and I can't wait to see how that continues on from years from now.
I want to ask you about the future. I mean, it's really hard to imagine what else is on your list. You've been featured in CBS Sunday Morning, you've been in a Sephora ad, you've done the Ralph Lauren collection. Like, you have reached really, really high highs. But I want to ask you, do you have a dream project or a dream production that you want to work on?
Oh, wow. If you had asked me this a few years ago, I would have told you it was a Ralph Lauren project, honestly, because for the longest time I dreamt of working with them, and then it came to fruition within the last few years, and now finally released. So I think I'm looking forward to what's next. I can't wait to continue designing, and I'm super excited to share even more of my designs with the world.
Well, Naiomi, thank you so much for your time today, and thank you for joining the ICT Newscast.
Thank you, Aaliyah. I had a great time.